Murfreesboro, Smyrna, 1019, 100.5, AM 1450, WGNSSports.com, Big G TV streaming video, and always at the game. The game. It's Primetime Sports, presented by iDEASTEES. We'll take a look back at last week's big games and get you ready for the weekend ahead. Local prep sports, MTSU, UT, and Vandy football, the Titans, and much more. Now let's join the Primetime Sports team right here on WGNS and Big G TV.
Hey, good evening. Clark Blair in the house with Rod Edwards. If it's time for Primetime Sports, that means it is time for football, high school football in Tennessee. We're with you every season starting out as high school football starts. We'll run our show all the way through December. We've been very lucky over the years to have teams, Oakland, in the finals, Rod, and there's no exception this year.
That's right. And we may have a little tighter race actually locally. We'll talk about that later.
Absolutely. There's some new blood in schools as far as players, new blood as far as coaches we're going to talk about. There's a lot there, but high school football for me is always a great time of year because it really clicks the school weeks off, Rod.
It does, and it's good for the community. People come together. Of course, we have our little sections of communities here in Murfreesboro, but some towns, that is the whole thing they have in town.
Yeah, we're both familiar with small town schools from Trousdale County to Smith County and around, Rod, and where everybody comes out on Friday night.
That's right. It's what kind of makes the community go.
Absolutely. Well, our show every week is brought to you by iDEASTEES. They operate Raider Tees as well on East MTCS Road, right across from the school. Blue Raider Nation, get ready to rep our home team in style this season. Right now at Raider Tees, students, parents, MTSU staff, and members get 25% off. 25%. And don't miss, through the month of August, all Rutherford County students and Murfreesboro school students and their parents get 25% off Blue Raider gear. Scoring gets even sweeter. Spend $100, get a free Nike training football. Spend $250, walk out with a free Nike Vapor football. You can gear up today at Raiders Tee, 111 East MTCS Road, Suites A and B in Murfreesboro.
Since 1966, Fans Heating and Air has been a symbol of quality for Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. For friendly, complete service on Amana, Bryant, or American Standard heating and air products, Fans will do it all. Sell you your choice of products and then install it with their factory-trained, experienced, professional staff. In the unlikely event you need service, Fans will be there with trained technicians. Fans Heating and Air is located on Jayhawk Court. Call 615-893-7930. Fans Heating and Air.
Hello, this is Coy Young at Las Casas Feed Supply. We'd like to welcome you to our door.
I'm Ian Young. I'm at Las Casas Feed Supply. I'm selling beef and pork, 100% Angus, raised here in Las Casas. Come get you some.
Everyone's favorite cuts available, even options to purchase a quarter of a steer.
We got the beef. Hello, everybody. Las Casas Feed Supply.
Family owned and operated, Las Casas Feed Supply on Barlow Lane, just off Highway 96 East.
Craig's Tax Service at 142 Heritage Park Drive offers complete tax preparation, financial, and bookkeeping services.
This is Brett Craig with Craig's Tax Service. From personal tax preparation to business bookkeeping, payroll, and taxes, at Craig's Tax Service, our staff is here to help.
Get help with your taxes. Call 890-2233 for an appointment.
As a former Siegel Star football player, I know the importance of the high school sports experience. Good luck to all county student athletes.
Craig's Tax Service, 890-2233.
At Dr. Automotive in Smyrna, we're committed to providing local car owners with top-notch auto repair services. With over 2 decades of experience, our ASC certified master technicians are experts in both foreign and domestic vehicles, ensuring accurate diagnosis and timely, cost-effective repairs. From oil changes to major engine and transmission repairs, we've got the cure for your car. Dr. Automotive, keeping your car running smoothly, mile after mile. Visit our website, smyrnaautorepair.com.
rivalries.com. This is a paid legal ad.
My name is Pat, and we are very real clients of the law offices of John Day.
We called the law office of John Day. They came to our rescue and took care of us, and we are very happy with them.
Injured by a big truck? Trust the law offices of John Day.
I was seriously injured in a car accident, and I would highly recommend the law offices of John Day because they're amazing and they will come through for you.
The law offices of John Day. Call for your free consultation.
Good afternoon. A little bit more volume in the last few minutes on the South Loop, the West Loop. It's stacked up over here, 65 in Metro Center. Watch for a little bit of sneaky radar this afternoon through certain parts of Hermitage into Wilson County. On I-40, the Wilson County Fair going on. Of course, busy around the fairgrounds. A little bit of extra time out there throughout the rest of the evening. If you're looking for a new dentist here in Middle Tennessee, use who I use, Stein Dental Care. Just Google Stein Dental Care. Nashville, these guys are the best. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on Time Traffic.
Primetime Sports, presented by iDEASTEES on 1019, 100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com, and Big G TV.
All right, we're back. First show of the season. I heard the Dr. Automotive commercial. Sometimes Danny's here with us. Sometimes he won't be. We may drag in John Dinkins. We may drag in Bill Hockenberry. We may even drag in, Jonas knows this guy's name, Ben Caudill. Coach used to be at Stewart's Creek, no longer coaching, but has a big interest in sports. He might join us. And then Brian said I could have guests too, even. So, I mean, you don't know who might show up with us, Rod.
Yeah, but you come listen, find out who's here.
That's exactly right. You got to check us out.
But no betting on it, please.
No. You never know who's going to be in the house. Nobody knows. We don't know most of the time. What do? We cover everything. We like talking sports. Rod and I both have been around sports all our lives, whether it was coaching or through school. And so we cover pro, college. We throw out everything. Danny gets here. He's going to talk horse racing when he's here. You name it, we cover it. So we're going to kick off, since there's not really a lot to talk about, Rod, we're going to kick off with the Titans. And when we talk about Titans, I mean, I'm excited about the stadium, and that's sad. That's about as far as I can get.
You know, I'm even more excited about this stadium. Did you see the article? They're going to have venues within it, like Birds. What's the famous one? Birdsong or something like that. Different ones, music areas where they'll have concerts within the apartment and have a big area on the main field where they're not putting seats in, where they can have concerts or singing before the game, at halftime, after the game. So there's going to be a really neat setup for us.
Well, we know that, this was done for a purpose. Get us the Super Bowl, bring in back the concerts, rival, honestly, in my opinion, rival people going to Vegas, I think, for Nashville.
Right.
And, but yes, there is a football team that's there, believe it or not. We have a new coach. We're going to see what Robert Saleh does. Our quarterback, year 2, hopefully shows improvement. Our number 1 pick, Carnell Tate, wasn't who I thought we was going to pick, just to be honest. I thought we'd go a lineman or something, or maybe a defensive player, but okay. And there's a preseason game this Sunday. It's on Fox if you don't want to drive down there. 7 o'clock. Talking about the stadium, though, again, Rod, my son works, like, right beside the stadium, so he calls me all the time, like, Dad, the roof's on. Dad, they're doing this. Dad, they're doing that. So he's been excited about it. What's funny is Saleh coached the Jets. His career record was 20-36.
Right.
Best season he ever had was 7-10. And who do the Titans open up week 1 at home? The Jets.
Well, that should be a team we could beat.
It should be a team we should beat. Get the coach a little excited, show him, hey, you shouldn't have fired me and all that kind of stuff. So, Titans fans out there, I don't know. I'm not excited. I'd love to get excited. I think we're still a few years away. I think everything is pointing again. I said new stadium because I think the drive is when we open those doors, there's a product that Nashville wants to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and some things that right now that they're adding that it's maybe better quality. It looks like the defensive line is going to be pretty stout. We hope the cornerbacks are. We did sign a couple of new ones. We've got one from right down the road. And that was Taylor, and who also lives here now. So he played for UT. So he played Coffee County, UT. So, but we hope these will all come together. But we got to wait and see.
Yeah.
I mean, offensive line, we're not sure of that. But then again, I do like the idea that they signed Simmons to a long contract and Skoronski, because those are two quality guys. They're good examples. They're hard workers. You have to have a building blocks. Keep them here and try to build around them.
Well, they'll take another year or two, look at Ward, see if he's the right pick. But, we'll talk more about the Titans as we get closer. We'll look at their schedule. We'll talk about what we think. Just not getting real excited. Going to college football, we'll start up in Knoxville, talk about the Vols. They've got a little bit of a quarterback quandary. Do you start the freshman, the Faison guy, or do you go with McIntyre? I think they're going to end up going with Brandon, just to be honest. I think he offers more athletic skill. I hate it for McIntyre. I think he's a good quality quarterback. But to run Heupel's system, I think they want that running type quarterback who can make things happen.
Well, that's when it's been most successful, when the quarterback could run, like you mentioned, running in the system. Or if you don't have a good running game, then they're in trouble, and that's been a key for them. That should be better this year, I think.
Well, if you think about Heupel and you think about his offense, everybody thinks fast pace. Everybody thinks throwing the ball. But Tennessee is right there at the top, leading the SEC in rushing every year. He stays 50-50. He just uses it at different times, and then when he does use it, a lot of times it breaks things open for them. Tennessee opens September 5th. Again, kind of like the Titans. We'll get closer in a couple weeks. We'll talk about them when they open up with Furman. Down the road in Nashville, talk about Vandy for a second. The question for them, for their opener, will they start the freshman Jared Curtis?
Yeah. Both teams have the big question is the quarterback. You have Jared Kurtz, who was number one pick in the draft, and super talent. We've seen him in high school. Great arm, strong arm. It's a matter, does he pick up the offense and everything quickly, or does it take a little time for him to develop it?
Well, as a freshman, you're going to have a few bit of some growing pains there. Rod, the question here is, could Vanderbilt gotten a quarterback like Jared Curtis before the NIL?
No.
See, that's what I think too. I think NIL has changed the landscape, as we talk about last year's national champion Indiana for a second. NIL and what you can do has totally changed the landscape of college football. Some will say for better, some will say for worse.
Right.
And so the question becomes you've got him. I think you got to put him out there.
Yes, I mean, basically, to get him, you had to almost commit. I would assume that you're going to be playing from the beginning. Right.
So he's a big, strong-looking kid. He was quite the athlete in high school.
Now, what school did they get him from? He had committed already. They got
Curtis last year. Who did he play for?
He was at Nashville Christian.
Yep. Is that right? Nashville Christian?
Right. But, he had committed somewhere
Georgia.
else.
He was going to Georgia.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. It was quite the steal.
Right.
Now, not like Georgia needs any help. They'll just pick another one right now. You're welcome, Mr. Coward, if you're listening. He had his Georgia shirt on at school today. Asked me how I liked it. I just said, it's fine. It's fine. I don't really care. Again, Vandy opens as well September 5th. They open with an opponent we know very well, Austin Peay. So good chance for Vanderbilt to look good kicking off. All right. The closer to home team, of course, MTSU Blue Raiders. They open at home the 5th with Murray State. This is Derek Mason year 3. How much improvement have you got to see? Or let's just say, Rod, the fan base. What do they need to see?
They need to see, I would say, at least 2 games above 500.
Wow. That's quite the task.
It is.
It's quite the task.
Now, they're a little bit excited about the quarterback, which they accidentally got into the games. That's because of an injury. The last 2 games of last year. And he seemed to be like kind of a lightning in the bottle for the last couple games. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, there's different thoughts as I was looking at some of the stuff for MTSU. Of course, a bad thing I came across. ESPN has their bottom 10. Have you ever seen their bottom 10 teams of college football? And unfortunately, MTSU was in that 10. Muddle Tennessee, as they called us, which is not a good sign. Then I was looking at Pro Football Net, and we had a high-ranking transfer group, which I was surprised to see.
What I noticed, I just saw a lot of the transfer guys. We got a lot of offensive linemen that were older and, experience come from other colleges and already established themselves. That was kind of the key for Vanderbilt, is getting older linemen who were more mature, and I brought them in, and it kind of got things rolling for them.
Well, one of the offensive linemen you mentioned, I don't have his name with me. I noticed he was listed as the number 2 interior offensive lineman. Not sure why he left his small school to come to MTSU, but if that's a win for MTSU, that is great. I think we've got an MTSU report with Chip Walters, and we'll get that up and listen to see what Chip's got to tell us about the Blue Raiders.
Part of its 3-match road trip as it travels to Martin, Tennessee to take on the Skyhawks tonight at 7 o'clock. The Blue Raiders are 2-0 overall and visit the Skyhawks, who are 1-0-1. And after defeating Troy last Thursday, the Blue Raiders are now 11-10-4 in season openers under head coach Aston Roden, now having won 2 straight, beating Belmont last year. Middle Tennessee is now 6-6-3 in season openers as a member of Conference USA, and the Blue and Whites back-to-back 2-0 wins to start the season marked the first time since 2015 that they have done so without conceding a goal in either game. Sophomore defender Scotty Newton took home Conference USA Defender of the Week honors on August 18th after playing 174 minutes and leading her team to concede 0 goals and the least amount of shots faced by any Conference USA team, which was just 13. Team captains Hannah Murphy and Megan Carroll have been leading by example as Murphy scored a penalty kick against Troy and Carroll scored her team's second goal against Southern Indiana to help Middle to their 2-0 record right now. Elsewhere in Conference USA today, Delaware has already beaten VCU 3-1. FIU plays at Duke, Missouri State at Kansas State, Liberty at Virginia Tech, New Mexico State will be at Abilene Christian, and Western Kentucky tonight will be hosting UAB. Another soccer note, sophomore defender midfielder Charlie Dunn has been selected to New Zealand's squad for the FIFA Women's U20 World Cup in Poland. Hailing from Auckland, New Zealand, Dunn has represented her country in the U17, U19, and U20 levels, including as a member of the U19 team that won the OFC World Cup qualifier in Tahiti. The defender midfielder also participated in New Zealand's U20 pre-World Cup tour in Australia in May of this year. All right, Blue Raider Fan Day coming up for Middle Tennessee football squad, the volleyball squad, cross-country teams, along with the dance and cheer squads. That will be from 5 until 7 o'clock Saturday at Floyd Stadium on the east side. That will follow convocation that will begin earlier in the afternoon. Earlier this week, I had an opportunity to talk with Director of Athletics Chris Massaro, and former college football player himself. He's had an eye on the Blue Raider offensive line during practice.
Our offensive line, it looks to me like we've got 4 newcomers that are going to be on that are running with the number ones right now, and to me, that's a good sign. I think that we've brought in some people that are really going to help us. It looks to me like we've got a little bit of depth there. I think that if you look at our last couple seasons, that is pretty easy to identify as one of our weaker links. Mm-hmm. And the ability to run the football and how that handicaps your quarterback, and also, even in pass protection. That we can't run deep routes and those kind of things. So I think they've done a good job of shoring that up. I like the look of our receivers. We've got a couple of water bug type guys that are really explosive, and we've got some size too that with big catch radiuses. So I like what I see there, and our running backs look like we've got a little collection of running backs. So, Chip, what I really want to see is you be able to announce 3rd and 1, and we're lining up in a power formation, and we're just going to knock people off the ball and get it by a yard or two.
Sounds good to me. We'll have another update tomorrow to wrap up the week right here on the Big G, WGNS.
All right. Thank you, Chip. Rod, we kind of said it, that offensive line could be a major factor for Middle.
Right. Sounds like from that report that may make a big difference because, number one, if you can run the ball, it's going to really open up the passing game.
Well, I know one kid over at MTSU, former Riverdale running back DJ Taylor, will be glad to see some guys blocking for him. So MTSU's talked about how he could really be a good weapon for the Blue Raiders this year, and I'm so excited for him.
Right. It's great to have one from right here in the county, and seeing him play at Riverdale, really put out for it and be successful and hopefully draw more of our kids.
Yeah, well, I do think it's a big year for Coach Mason. Sounds like they've tried to do what they can in the portal. Last I saw, there were 20 new players to replace the 22 that went out. Seeing numbers across the country, Rod, just looking at them, Colorado, Dion, he's bringing in 40-something new players, flipping basically half his squad. But, the good players from Middle, they're going to take that next step when they can. So we've got to get some and bring them in and try to build.
Right. And it's good to see, really, to build that offensive line, because that is so important for your passing game and your running game.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, me and Rod's going to talk a little baseball.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
If your old unit needs a tune-up, the professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air service all major brands and even offer same-day service in most cases. Keep your home or business comfortable year-round. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Ring Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass. Online at PrenticeAllsup.com.
Life changes, then it changes again. Hi, I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin. A job loss, change in health, or loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure that you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Stop by our office in the Public Shopping Center on South Rutherford Boulevard or give us a call at 615-907-7056 for an appointment. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Hello, sports fans. This is Ben Caudill. As a former football coach of 13 years, I understand deeply the responsibility that comes with leading young men. I'm still coaching and educating our community on choosing the right insurance for your business, home, auto, and life coverage. A local and independent insurance agency with access to multiple carriers, we work to provide you with the most competitive rate. To get a quote, call 615-439-3103 and ask for Ben. Capstone National Insurance Group, insurance that knows your name.
Clark's Auction Company will get you top dollar for your property.
Auctions are easy, fast, and profitable.
Whether you're buying or selling a home or commercial property, the auction is just so much easier, quicker, smoother.
My wife and I sold our personal home. Parks Auction helped us with that. The house brought about 20% more than we were going to ask for.
Visit parksauction.com.
Clark's Auction Company will get you top dollar for your property.
Clark's Auction Company, committed to auction excellence.
Told it to you, 27.5.
At Rutherford County Schools, education is about more than classrooms. It's opportunities. From innovative career and technical education pathways to award-winning athletics, arts, and academics, our students are preparing for success in college, careers, and beyond. Dedicated teachers, strong community partnerships, and a commitment to every student every day. That's the RCS difference. Learn more about our schools, programs, and opportunities at rcschools.net.
Good afternoon. A little bit more volume in the last few minutes on the South Loop, the West Loop. It's stacked up over here, 65 in Metro Center. Watch for a little bit of sneaky radar this afternoon through certain parts of Hermitage into Wilson County on I-40, the Wilson County Fair going on. Of course, busy around the fairgrounds. A little bit of extra time out there throughout the rest of the evening. If you're looking for a new dentist here in Middle Tennessee, use who I use, Stein Dental Care. Just Google Stein Dental Care. Nashville, these guys are the best. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Primetime Sports, presented by iDEASTEES on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com, and Big G TV.
All right, we're back. Primetime Sports brought to you by iDEASTEES. Brought a couple commercials there. we heard our boy Ben talk a little insurance. Like I said, we might get Ben on the show. Then I got to brag a little bit because I had nothing to do with it, folks. Nothing to do with it. But they talked about there's a Rutherford County Schools commercial.
Mm-hmm.
And we do know, Rod, that I now work at the #1 high school in the country.
And that's a big shout out for Central Magnet.
That's a huge shout out because Rod helped out at Central Magnet early on, coaching softball.
I don't know. It didn't help with the grades or anything.
Well, I will be honest. I've told the kids, I've walked classes. I'm like, I don't know what you're doing. I mean, those kids are just amazing. But
yeah.
I've just started that job this June. Dr. Ash and the faculty and staff have done a great job since its inception in 2010. And to be ranked by U.S. News Report as the #1 school in the country is just unbelievable.
They've always been close.
Always been close.
#1. That's
being #1. So, we're talking sports. We'll get into football later and talking about teams that have a chance to be #1 this year in football. And we mentioned, Rod, we want to talk a little baseball. Now, Rod's a Cardinals fan. I'm a Reds fan. We played each other today, but I'm not sure if we consider it a baseball game.
No, it sounded more like football, didn't it?
It's 10-9 because we're terrible, so we're just kicking field goals, Rod. We can't get a touchdown.
I think you had a safety, and then we had a field goal.
Safety and a field goal. Yeah, our teams are suffering. Now, if you're a Braves fan and you listen to it on WGNS, you should be very happy. Of course, the Braves are sitting in first place. They've struggled a little bit lately. They still got a 5-game lead, I believe, on the Phillies. They won today, so they're sitting atop at 75 and 53. But the reason I want to talk a little baseball at this point is because of a young man from Smyrna High School. Of course, that's Sonny Gray.
That is. And Sonny, luckily, we had him for about 2 years at St. Louis. And he's just a professional's professional. He's been at it a while, and he is the hardest worker. He's so technical. He's such an inspiration for other pitchers that you're going to learn a lot from him. We had a very young staff, and they learned a lot, but they had to trade him. They didn't really want to trade him, but they needed. Well, we're a team that's rebuilding. We need some young talent, so we got some young talent for him. We sent him to Boston. And lo and behold, he's 15-3. 15-3.
I mean, he's #2 in Major League Baseball with that record with 15 wins. He pitches again tomorrow night. So I don't know when the guy in front of him has got 16 where he's at. But Sonny could get number 16 tomorrow night. His ERA 2.65 is 9th. He got snubbed. I could not believe for the All-Star game. Can you believe that?
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
I mean, your record says it all. His experience says it all.
I think he was like 9-1 or 10-1 at the break.
Right.
I just couldn't believe it. I think that kind of motivated him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Sox, of course, got on that big hot streak, which helped them, push them towards playoffs if they can keep it going. But, of course, Rod, Sonny's now 36.
Right. And Sonny's only like, 5'10"? Most of your pitchers are 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", and you don't see very many that at his height pitching that well. I mean, he, as we know, he was an outstanding athlete. Quarterback 2 state championships, as well as getting the baseball team as a pitcher to the state championship, to the state playoffs. And so his athleticism has really paid off, but his paying attention to detail is just unbelievable.
I think that's kind of showing our age, Rod, because I feel like it was yesterday he was at Smyrna.
Yeah,
and now he's 36.
Well,
so
I can remember when he was playing basketball at junior high for Smyrna Middle. That's when they had Rod Wilkes and him, and they had Wilkes. They had 2 boys that could dunk, and that was in middle school. But he could. Sonny couldn't dunk, but he was a good basketball player too. But he gave that up, and just after I got to high school, concentrated on football and baseball, and was very successful in both.
Well, so I mean, if you're new to Murfreesboro and new to our show and don't like, who's this Sonny Gray kid? He was a credible athlete for Smyrna High School. I mean, probably the best kid ever to play at Smyrna High School. And like you said, back-to-back state championships in football as their quarterback, which just shows you how hard-nosed he was and what kind of a competitor he was, much less him on the baseball diamond. And like I said, at 36, with the record he has. I mean, he's right up there in the Cy Young talk. He has to be.
Yes, most definitely this year. But this is his best year. I think his best year he's ever had. And he's 36.
Yeah, you kind of you get older and you kind of figure things out, and you can still know how to pitch well. I mean, Nolan Ryan, and a guy who pitched into his mid-40s. I don't think Sonny has that desire to go that long. He may still go another couple of years, especially now. If his arm's feeling good and he's pitching as well as he is, he's going to get paid.
Well, if you pitch in St. Louis, you got to be tough to be really consistent because you really get the heat. I mean, the humidity and the heat in St. Louis will just melt you. Sonny, and when he was pitching there, would have to change his uniform 2 or 3 times in a game. He'd just be soaking wet. But so that's toughened him up. So now Boston's easy.
Boston's
right
easy.
There on the
even in the dog days of summer, it's a lot better in Boston and St. Louis. That's for sure. So I'd give anything to see him get the Cy Young. I think it'd be a great cap on a wonderful career. They treat these pitchers really well in Major League Baseball, and so I don't think Sonny travels all the time. I think he gets time to go back home in Nashville. And I think that's smart on the Red Sox part because, I mean, if he's putting out the numbers that he is, Sonny, you can pretty much do what you want as long as you show up every 5 days and you're ready to throw.
It's not like having a young rookie who you can't trust him.
That's exactly right. You got to hang on to him. Now, Sonny's a family guy. He's pretty set in his ways. So, again, congratulations to him, and we wish him the best. All right, let's move over to high school talk for a while. We want to start off talking about some prep commitments. There's a lot of kids we want to recognize a lot. We've got quite a big list tonight of kids we want to recognize that are moving on to the next level in all the sports. So, Rod, I'm going to let you kick off a few.
Okay, let me get my sheet here. Let's go with baseball. From Blackman, Max Wilcox is committed to Motlow State. In fact, the next 3 are also committed to Motlow State. And that's from Riverdale, Colson Underwood. From Rockville, Jansen Schweikert. And from Stewart's Creek, Dax Howard. And like I said, it's a good place for a lot. We've had a lot of players go and play at
a good place to
Motlow
continue
State.
that next level to see what they want to do if they want to continue their baseball career. Absolutely.
And for women's soccer, I guess I got that one too.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got from Stewart's Creek, Taylor Genova, University of Alabama, Huntsville. By the way, she had 11 goals last year in soccer, and she was injured and probably kept her from being all-state because she had some injuries and all. And from Blackman, Madison Ulrich going to Motlow State, and from Blackman, Riley Finez going to Motlow State.
All right, we'll switch over to football. Well, let me go to golf. Because I'm going to give a shout-out to 3 girls at my school over at Central. Emery Mitchell and Anna Powell and Lauren Powell. That's right, the Powell sisters. They're both going to Austin Peay, while Emery is going to Tennessee Tech. Rod, there's a scramble. Tell me if I'm wrong. There's a scramble coming up that my school is sponsoring. I thought about getting those 3 and playing with them. Because I think one of them shot a 72 the other day, and I was on announcements. I said, I can shoot a 72, ladies, on 9. So, congratulations to those ladies.
Yeah, I mean, they're right there in the state. They're going to be right there in the state championship.
Oh, yeah. Coach Burns is so excited. He's got a good group of girls. Got a good group of boys, too, but those girls are amazing.
They've been there 2 years in a row, haven't they?
Right. They have. We're going to look at football next. Got a bunch of guys going. Chandler Cates from Oakland's going to Yale, along with Velon Henderson, who's going to Western Kentucky. Riverdale's got 4 guys, and we'll get into the Riverdale Warriors here in a little bit, all going D1. The Brylan O'Dour is going to Auburn. Gavin Hampton, Hudson Fuqua, and Sutton Gutling are all going to Mississippi State. Ty Duncan from Riverdale is going to Memphis. The Palo kid from Rockville is going to Maryland. He's quite the athlete. Mm-hmm. He's going to be solid for Rockville.
Yeah, I haven't heard Maryland before in a while.
Right.
For players, and we got another player going in.
Yep, and then also from Rockville going to Maryland, Jaden, and Rod, help me with that name.
I don't know. Agbarodolia?
That sounds close to me. Sorry, Jaden. I mean, you got a great name. It's just hard to pronounce, brother. Just hard to pronounce. So, a lot of kids going different places.
We have in volleyball, Campbell Leathers Now, she's committed to James Madison, but she's a junior.
She's a junior.
And she is going to try to repeat again. And they'll take the Eagleville volleyball team to the state championship. They won last year. And so she's going for her second one. She wants to beat out her mother. Her mother's in volleyball. They won state when she was a senior, but she didn't win 2 titles. So Campbell's going to try to beat her at that.
I'm sure Mom will be okay with that.
I think she will be too. And for our women's basketball class of 27, this seniors this year, Gabby DeBoer from PCA going to Taylor University, which is in Indiana. And we got the football. How about golf?
Football, we hit golf. So all those kids, congratulations to all y'all of looking and going to the next level. You know, when our kids locally, just continue to compete, have the opportunities to move on, we just want to give a chance to give a shout out to them. Speaking of shout outs, Rod, we've got another group of kids. They're playing right now. We do have kids playing volleyball and soccer, cross country's going on, golf's going on. So it's time for our Smyrna Ready Mix Concrete Solid Performer, players who have delivered steady effort for their team this week. I'm going to go ahead and mention Campbell again. Campbell Leathers from Eagleville. She had 15 kills and 4 blocks one night with a 3-0 win over Oakland. So Eagleville's going to Oakland. That's how good Eagleville is, Rod.
You're talking about 1A against, and that'd be a 4A, I think.
That's exactly right. I also want to look at my list. Got to give a shout out to, I can't be over Central Magnet all the time, but if you want to see another girl can play volleyball, Emery Bland, she had 20 kills and a 3-0 win over Smyrna. Her and Campbell both can really hammer that volleyball. So they're really 2 good players. Rod, who you got?
I don't know. I'm looking for it.
He's looking all over for it. Well, again, we got soccer, cross country going on.
Okay, for this week, Claire Morgan from Blackman had 2 goals and 3 assists in a 6-0 win over Smyrna. At Central Magnet, there you go again.
Oh, you did it, Rod, not me.
Had a goal, and Madeline Brock had a goal and 2 assists in a 3-2 win over Franklin County. For PCA, Eva Burkhofer scored 4 goals in a 6-5 win over Zion Christian. Keep hearing that Burkhofer name.
Burkhofer, yeah.
I had a brother was a good football player for him last year,
yeah.
And their dad wasn't too bad.
He wasn't too bad. We won't give him too much credit, though.
Right. And then Mia McIntyre from Riverdale scored 2 goals in a 5-1 win over Webb School. And Chloe Searles of Stewart's Creek had a goal and assist in 3-0 win over Brentwood.
All right, so part of this show is just giving kids shout out. Those are your Smyrna Ready Mix Concrete Solid Performers. Solid concrete, locally grown, nationally known. That's Smyrna Ready Mix. When we come back, we're going to take a deep dive very quickly into all high school football.
Quick, convenient, efficient. 3 words that we all hope to experience when we do business. Our goal at JHA Company is to bring just that to an industry that's traditionally dictated to the customer when it's time to do business. Whether you're purchasing class pictures in a yearbook, class jewelry, a letter jacket, school spirit wear, or senior graduation products, we strive to make the experience quick, convenient, and efficient. Find out more at jhacompany.com. JHA, your one source for an unparalleled scholastic experience.
Pizza. You can now order Murfreesboro's favorite pizza online at sirpizzatn.com. We've made ordering online a breeze. From sirpizzatn.com, tap on the location nearest you and begin your order for carryout or delivery. You can order the Royal Feast, create your own, spaghetti, calzones, everything right from our online portal at sirpizzatn.com.
Sir Pizza, you made me love pizza again.
If you need concrete work done, who would I call? Dan Franz Concrete. Here's why. He's local. He attended Walter Hill Elementary, Oakland, and MTSU. He served our community as a school resource officer for 9 years, and he's involved in the community.
This is Dan with Dan Franz Concrete, wishing all Rutherford County student athletes a great season. Study hard, play harder, and be safe.
Dan Franz Concrete is a licensed and insured residential and commercial concrete construction contractor serving Middle Tennessee. Check out danfranzconcrete.com online to see some of their work.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
Whether it's the blazing heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter, let the Rheem Pro professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Conditioning on West College Street keep your home or business comfortable year-round. We service all major brands and in most cases offer same-day service. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Rheem Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass.
Blue Raider Nation, ready to rep our home team in style? Right now at Raider Tees, MTSU students, staff, parents, and BRAA members get 25% off. Plus, this month of August, all Rutherford County and Murfreesboro school students and parents get 25% off too. Spend $100 and get a free Nike training football, or spend $250 for a free Nike Vapor football. Gear up today at Raider Tees, 111 East MTCS Road, Suites A and B in Murfreesboro.
Primetime Sports, presented by iDEASTEES on 1019, 100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com, and Big G TV.
All right, we're back getting ready to talk high school football, which is the reason why this show is really focused on this time of year. Rod, I got a couple easy questions for you. Can Oakland repeat?
They can, but it's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough.
I don't think they're quite as talented as they have been.
All right.
But they have enough talent to take it all.
They got a coach that's going to figure it out. The big side story in the district course is Riverdale's talent. With the 5 SEC commits they have, are they ready to take that leap and get over, no offense to them, Big Brother?
That's what remains to be seen. That's why we played the game. And notice in the polls, I saw one where it was Middle Tennessee, and they had Riverdale over Oakland. But then everything else I've seen has Oakland over Riverdale. But it's a toss. Okay, last year, Riverdale really had an outstanding passing game. Jacob Vaughn, in their game against Lebanon, because they were in a downpour and a muddy field, and which when they had the playoffs, they depended on him. He had over 200 yards because they really couldn't get the passing game going. So that, it was an area that was a little bit weaker. And then in the defense, all those come together. They look like they have the talent to do it this year. A lot of people think they might go. One thing that Oakland does not have, they do not have King Tut, who 2 years ago, we know, made the play that just looked like Riverdale had it. He made the play that turned the game around, and Oakland won when they met to see who would move on in the playoffs.
Well, you're right. Tennessee Sports Writers poll has Oakland 1, Riverdale 2, Maryville 3. Not a big surprise there. Ravenwood 4, Collierville 5, Blackman at 6. So 3 of the top 6 right here in Rutherford County. Mm-hmm. And then Oak Ridge, Antioch, and Brentwood. Middle Tennessee Christian is the only other local team ranked. They're ranked number 6 in the Division 2A poll. All right, so we'll go back. Let's take a couple breakdowns of each team. We talked about Oakland. Yes, a lot of people to replace, but their line is back. Creasy's very excited about his line. They're not going to throw the ball unless they just want to. Kevin Creasy does not throw the football unless you force him to, or he uses it just because you creep up so much. And of course, they have now the 3-headed monster of Cam Morton, Dante Cameron, and Jacob Vaughn at Oakland.
Yeah, and the thing was, like, we got the good runner again, but they always have a good runner. But Cam Morton, he's only a sophomore.
Correct.
And he has a great arm, and then I think with maturity and all, he's probably going to be in quarterback position. I think. What was the other guy's name?
Talking about Vaughn or Cameron?
Cameron. He's going to be the triple threat. He's going to be in for passing sometimes. He's going to be in for the wild. For what would they call? They are the Patriots, the Wildcat. So he'll be in for that, and he's going to be out receiving. So I think he's going to just, and this is one thing about Creasy. He likes to do these unique things with an athlete.
He's going to put those kids in motion. He's going to make you. He's going to be a magician. He's going to show you, hey, look, we're going this way. No, we're going that way. He's going to show the eye candy. We know exactly what he'll do, because you got to pay attention.
Right.
Because it's always, if you don't, you're fixing it. It's going to be a big play, and most time big plays is going to be touchdowns. So, yes, Oakland obviously has what it takes. Riverdale, let's go to number 2, and we'll start there. Their differences this year is, and has been for the last couple of years, is their passing attack.
Right.
They have the quarterback. They've got multiple receivers.
Right. They have better receivers than they did last year, because they got Ordure, who's going to Auburn. He's like 6'3". In fact, he was a big reason Riverdale lost last year in the game against Blackman. Then they have a new kid, Johnson, who they say he's a speedster. And in fact, he transferred to Riverdale in the spring, and he got 3rd in the 400 meter at the track meet. So he's got speed galore. And then Fitch, that freshman, is now a sophomore, and he was always getting open. He was the smartest receiver that was a freshman that I've ever seen, who played way above his talent because he works so hard.
He's already getting SEC looks already. He's already got interest from across the country. You know, Riverdale, it will be you'll see 4, sometimes even 5 wide. Unlike Oakland, Riverdale does not bring back an experienced line, so that will be key for Hampton, getting the ball out quick and getting those receivers. I got to watch his first scrimmage, not the second scrimmage, and you know, if I'm Oakland or a team playing a Riverdale, I'm bringing pressure. If I'm going against Oakland, just like we've talked about, I'm keying on the 3 and make somebody else beat me.
Yeah.
So Riverdale's, you know, like I said, Riverdale's going to be a fun offense to see. They have the potential to put 40, 50 up a night if they're clicking.
Right.
If they're clicking. What's funny is we mentioned this kid was at Blackman, this kid was at Oakland, this kid was at Riverdale, and we just only talked about the first 2 teams already. So that new transfer rule has caused a lot of stir inside the county, just to be honest. They've done a lot within the district talking about that, and people outside the district talking about it. But TLFAA says they're eligible to play. They're eligible to play.
Yeah.
And so we'll move down the road over to Blackman. Blackman, new coach, Coach Will Hester, a very familiar name of someone we know. Very successful when he was coaching at Ravenwood, I believe, and won a state title in 2015. Has a great record there at Ravenwood those 7 years, 76-17. And he's one of those coaches kids like to play for.
Yes. And he lost some talent, but he also has coming back. He has Micah Nance, who was the speedster of the 2 runners. They had 2 runners last year, and he's back. I think he's only a junior this year. He did that as a sophomore. But they have a quarterback who moved in from out of state, 6'3". Apparently he is fast. He can run. He can pass. Very talented. He's already had some offers from colleges. So that can make a big difference. They got some good defensive players. Their line play and their defensive play last year was just outstanding, and that was the big key to their success.
You mentioned it's junior Chase Bell. He transferred from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Good-looking kid, I've heard, at quarterback, and Will plays the kind of offense that, you know, he says he wants to run the ball, but Will's multifaceted type of offense. You know, he's very creative in what he's run, because we saw that all the way back when he was at Laverne.
Right.
I mean, the offense he could put together at Laverne. We'll stay in the Murfreesboro area. Let's talk about Siegel. Siegel, it's hard to believe Coach Renshaw is going to be there 7 years this year. It feels like he just got there 7 years. Started out really good this past year. Lost some tough games there at the end. Just barely was close to making the playoffs. Their big key there, and I won't say his name right either, Rod, is Princeton.
Uwifo, something like that.
And he's a Tennessee commitment, 330-pound lineman. Everybody across the country likes that kid. Glad he's going to wear orange next year. He's going to lead the offensive and defensive line. They've got a senior quarterback in Quentin Carson, and Coach Renshaw does it right. He does a good job with his players.
One thing, too, they're kind of excited like MTSU was. MTSU had Roman Gagliano, their quarterback, came in because of injury the last 2-3 games and really put up high numbers. Well, they had the same thing with this Carson kid. There was an injury. He came in the last 3 games, and they really started scoring. I think it was 21 for 31 passing, and 4 touchdowns the last 2 games. So they're kind of excited, too, because they have that and more maturity with it, and they know what they have as they start to prepare for the season.
All right, down the road, we'll head down to Smyrna. New coach, but we stayed in the family. Brother Mark is taking over for Matt. Matt's the assistant principal now at Rockville High School. So there won't be a lot of philosophy changes, I don't think, at Smyrna. There's still going to be the Bulldogs playing that hard-nosed run-type game. He said that the line is very experienced. Of course, quarterback A.J. Jackson's a senior, so that's always good. Doesn't have a lot of game experience.
Right. He had a quality season last year. The Sakori Weathers, his defensive back receiver. Last year when we were broadcasting their game, he had so many outstanding catches. He didn't have as much yardage as maybe some had, but, he made some great plays defensively, offensively. I think of when they were playing Rockville, he had a block punt and just everything you think of. He had an interception, touchdown, all in one game. So they have a lot of talent he has to work with.
All right, right down the road from them is Stewart's Creek. New coach in Stephen Reese. Got some talent at quarterback with R.C. Davis, running back Jaden McKnight. And, the Hawks, they kind of had a little bit of a down year last year, going 4-6. But he feels like he's got the talent to bounce back this year.
Yeah, it's hard to bounce back in this particular region.
It is.
We look at Stewart's Creek, Smyrna, and Laverne. Smyrna, previously in the region they were in, they were fighting for first or second. Now they were fighting for fourth and got into the Final Four. It's a tough region. It's going to take them a couple of years really to get a quality program and competing at the level that this region plays at the very top.
It's kind of like Laverne. Chris Johnson's entering his second year as coach there. They're just trying to break. They've got a 22-game losing streak. That's tough. He's trying to build that program basically from scratch. Other teams in Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, Eagleville, Coach Floyd Walker has been there. They went to the playoffs last year, first ever road playoff game. Got the quarterback coming back in Denton Fox. Got some good athletes. Got a couple of kids. We co-op with Eagleville, so we've got some kids. Casey Puffer, wide receiver, DB. A kicker, Alex Boren-Bozen, is kicking for Eagleville. So, Coach Floyd's excited about the team he has this year. Wants to go from winning a road game to hosting a home game.
That's right. Just keep going up. But they're always in the hunt, to get to the playoffs. I think they've been on several years in a row.
And sometimes Floyd and them, they start out a little slow early. They've done it the last couple of years, but I don't think he worries about that. He worries about region play because he knows that's what really counts for playoff time. 2 other teams in the area, big rivals, Middle Tennessee Christian, Providence Academy. Middle Tennessee Christian brings back 17 starters, so that's good for Coach Peterson. They're very excited. 2-time 1,000-yard rusher Ali Bangura comes back. He's going to lead the offense and defense to play well. And so the Cougars have a chance to do something special again this year.
Yeah, 2023 they won the state championship, but they lost a lot of players. They lost almost every starter, and basically the last 2 years has been freshmen, sophomores. So now they're starting to get some senior citizens. There's some talent there. Some names that are apparently younger brothers of players that played on the championship team, and so I think they're ready to compete. And they got a great back. Actually, Bangura was all-state last year.
Yep.
And so they have a chance to have a real good year this year.
Real good season. PCA is doing something they've never done before, and that's have a new coach. LeBron Ferguson announced his resignation in the spring, and they got a great guy, Marty Uverard, who was at Oakland when he won the state championship in 98, NBA 14. He's been to Blue Cross Blue Bowl 7 times. He's a Tennessee Football Coach Association Hall of Famer, so that program, while they're young and rebuilding, they still have a good quarterback in Nate Lamb. running back in Gary Dedman, but I think the big win for them was just getting Marty to come over there and coach.
That's right, because he had retired, but I think he found life was kind of boring without football.
Well, that's funny you mentioned that. I saw the article today. Coach Rankin, this will be the first year Coach Gary Rankin is not coaching in 50 years. Speaking of that man's going to be bored to tears. He's going to drive his wife crazy. One of the things that we do when we finish up this segment, we do pigskin picks this every year. And Rod, I've got a mic drop on this. You may not know this. We've had a retirement.
We have.
We have. I don't know if the man was tired of beating us every year. He says he's busy. I think he feels sorry for us. Brian Barrett, the reigning multi-year in a row champion, told me he's hanging it up.
Well, I think he's more in promoting the program. Because
giving us a chance is what you're saying.
Everybody knows who the winner's going to be. They're not going to be excited. They won't tune in.
Well, it's down to us 5. So myself, Rod, John, Mr. Hockenberry, and Danny Brewer will be making picks all season long. Somebody will be a new champion. That's exciting. I haven't been in feels like 20 years, forever, but we do that each and every week. We bug each other about it and rag each other about it. And it's no offense to any schools. It's just a good time.
And you should hear John Dinkins cry about it all the time.
All the time. Well, we'll talk about John Dinkins here in just a second when we come back.
Middle Tennessee Christian School, training for eternity.
We're going to be an educational institution that teach Bible every day. Every subject we teach, we're going to teach through a biblical perspective. In every aspect of our school, we're going to do it through a Christian perspective.
MTCS President Matt Tiller.
That also means that everything we do, we have to be excellent. We feel like Christ calls us to excellence. And so that means we have to be excellent academically. That means we have to be excellent athletically, because that's what God calls us to. It's a great place to be.
Invest in your child's future in an environment that fosters Christ-centered values. To find out more, visit mtcscougars.org.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose. You do anything to protect your kids. I'm State Farm Agent Emerson Williams, and it's important to protect them with life insurance. I can make it easy and affordable for you to protect your family.
With the service you get from State Farm, you might think our car insurance costs more. I'm State Farm Agent Andy Wama. Give me a call at 615-890-0850 and let me show you with discounts up to 40%. You may find it even costs less.
Since 1938, J. Mullins Jewelry has been Murfreesboro's trusted family-owned jeweler, helping you celebrate life's biggest moments with breathtaking diamonds, custom designs, and expert craftsmanship. From our first sparkle to redesigning Grandma's heirloom, we'll handle it all with care, quality, and honest prices big stores simply can't match. Expert repairs, one-of-a-kind creations, and service that feels like home at J. Mullins Jewelry, 1640 Memorial Boulevard in Murfreesboro, and mullinsjewelry.com.
At Middle Tennessee Electric, we see the lines that link us all, illuminating our neighborhoods, empowering our businesses, and helping us to recharge. Because we believe in the power of good energy. Whether it comes from our grids, the sun, or a kind heart. And as your family and our region continue to grow, you can trust that we'll always be there for you. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
Primetime Sports, presented by iDEASTEES on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com, and Big G TV.
All right, we got to wrap up the show, and I got to do it quick. It is week 1, high school football all around. Folks, find a place to go. There's plenty of games out there. WGNS covers a game each and every week. Actually, next week we got 2, Thursday and Friday night. But tomorrow night's game is Clarksville at Blackman. Brian Barrett, Rod Edwards, John Dinkins on the call. You can listen early to countdown to kickoff and then the game. And, of course, you can always check it out on Big G TV. That game, we all went with Blackman. Eagleville at PCA, which will be over to MTSU. We all went with Eagleville. Danny went with PCA. Laverne's traveling to Franklin. We all believe in Franklin, unfortunately. We hope Laverne breaks that streak, though. Middle Tennessee Christian is over at Ezo Harding. We all believe in the Cougars. Oakland at CPA. We're all staying with the Patriots except for John Dinkins. He went CPA. Mm. He's trying to get an upset and get an early lead.
Wants to get the move on.
That's exactly. Riverdale is at Knox Catholic. That's actually on Saturday. if you want to make the ride to Knoxville. We all went with Riverdale, except for Danny Brewer. Rockville at Independence. We all went with Independence. Rod's going with the Rockets, though. Cookeville at Siegel. We had a little split there. I went with Cookeville, where I graduated, not because I graduated there, and so did Rod. The rest went with Siegel. Brentwood at Smyrna. Danny and George went with Smyrna, with the rest of us at Brentwood, and we all went with Centennial since Stewart's Creek is on the road. Lots of stuff happening with WGNS all weekend long. You've got not only football, but Braves baseball, the Prep Coaches Show on Saturday, and we'll be back shortened already, Rob. We're getting cut short already next Thursday night. All right, stay tuned.
When it comes to your child's health,
you want care that's close, convenient,
and centered around the needs of your family.
At MMC Pediatrics, we're more than just doctors.
We're partners in your parenting journey.
Here for every growth spurt,
for every boo-boo,
every fever, and every flu.
Our team approach means that your child always sees someone that knows them.
We are MMC Pediatrics.
We are right beside you
every step of the way.
At Middle Tennessee Electric, we see the lines that link us all, illuminating our neighborhoods, empowering our businesses, and helping us to recharge. Because we believe in the power of good energy. Whether it comes from our grids, the sun, or a kind heart. And as your family and our region continue to grow, you can trust that we'll always be there for you. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.